world master, former Lakeside world champion, and a man who keeps threatening to make a return to form, and then it just seems to fizzle out. Could this be the weekend that the Bullet will just fire back to top form? He's got a huge opportunity here to make it through to the final session of action, and as we know, Stephen Bunting knows how to win tournaments. He won everything in the BDO. He's won in the PDC as well. In the floor tournaments, he's yet to claim a European tour. In fact, he's yet to make a final. He did make the semi-final of the German Darts Masters back in Berlin 3 years ago. That was his first appearance on the European tour.
First leg, Mensur to throw first. Game on.
Well, let's see how they get on then. The Gentle against the Bullet. Contrasting styles and
140
speeds of throw. And Stephen Bunting with those really light darts.
60.
Yeah, 12 grams, those
Incredible,
darts.
really.
The same weight as a £2 coin.
But they've been effective for him. As you say, burst onto the PDC
60.
scene after winning the Lakeside World Championship. But says he's feeling confident and throwing with a smile on his face again.
Well, Rob Cross has been signed to the same management group as Stephen Bunting, and Rob Cross is emulating pretty much what Stephen Bunting did in his first year in the PDC. Managed to win a title
45.
very quickly after moving over. He's made it to the final session of action on his first Euro Tour event. Looking good to make the match play, and Bunting, first maximum of this one. He was a 6-1 winner against Bernd Royth. Mensur was a 6-2 winner against Mark Walsh, both guys averaging in the mid to high 90s. So they maintain that kind of level. We've got a game on our hands.
140.
The quarterfinals getting underway at 7 o'clock local time here in Germany. With Michael van Gerwen against Ian White, Rob Cross against Benito Van De Pas, Peter Wright against Gerwyn Price, and Jelle Klaasen against the winner of this one. So shaping up to be a great night of darts. The quarters followed by the semi and the final. £25,000 to the winner.
190.
And the German Darts Open title.
15 for ball. Bullseye. Oh,
65.
did look like a handy dart to use, that first one. Mensur Suljovic. 72 he wants.
Double
6 then. And double 6 he pins.
Mensur Suljovic. Signaling Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Steady and solid from Suljovic.
135.
How can Bunting respond?
Well, that's the big Austrian's first maximum. Did go through a spell. It still does occasionally. Oh, look at this. The Bullet! It's 2 for Bunting. Did go through a spell of starting off legs going for 170s, Mensur Suljovic. No, it's just 4 perfect darts.
140.
We saw 7 earlier on, didn't we, from Gerwyn Price? That's the closest we've come this weekend
42.
to a 9-darter.
Yeah, and who knows, if he hadn't sort of stumbled, he almost fell over the oche after throwing his 7th dart. Maybe Gerwyn Price could have completed the
100.
perfect leg.
Stephen, you record 144.
144 for Bunting, and it may need to go. It's not going to, so Mensur Suljovic will look to double his lead.
128.
Good setup shot.
So you require 81.
Treble 19 or treble 15. May go ball. Well, he's gone the 15s route to leave double 18. Switches over to double 9, which is right next to double 14, and he likes that.
In short in the second leg.
And the Mensur headbutt makes an appearance.
Well, an early break of throw then from the number 3 seed.
Third leg, Mensur to throw first. Game on.
Pretty well matched on the scoring stakes early on.
80.
Well, Bunting hasn't beaten Mensur Suljovic. They've only met 3 times. He put in one heck of a display at the World Match Play last year in the first round, Stephen Bunting. He averaged more than 102 45. In that game, and he was still beaten 10-8. It was one of the games of the first round. And 3 meetings all last year. There was a quarter-final in the Players' Championship event in Dublin just before the Grand Prix. Mensur won that 6-2, and he beat him 6-3 in Barnsley earlier on in the year as well.
Yes, they had a little run around last summertime when they kept bumping into each other.
Yeah, well, that was just before Mensur went on to
100.
Make his first major final at the European Championship. Natural culmination, really, for Mensur Suljovic after being so consistent on the European Tour over the course of the year.
42.
Seeded number 2, made it all the way to the final, justifying that seeding, and only beaten by the number 1 seed. In the end, he got a hiding from Michael van Gerwen, but no shame in that. Certainly no shame for Mensur. He was running around hugging people. Absolutely loved the fact that he was involved in the showpiece.
105.
Down to a 2-dart finish. Mensur with Bunting well adrift in this leg.
60. Mensur requires 76.
Oh, for a 3-0 lead, Mensur Suljovic. 20 for tops. Tops he wants.
And short in the third leg.
Very simple for Mensur at the moment, isn't it?
Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Halfway there, and Stephen Bunting needs to find a response pretty quickly if he's going to progress to the final 59. Evening of action here at the Saarlander Hall, where a sellout crowd await the business end of the German Darts Open.
100.
Yeah, well, the only dart at double Stephen Bunting has had was in that very first leg at the bullseye. Was not very far off it.
59.
But he has not scored heavily enough to worry Mensur Suljovic since then. Admittedly, Mensur produced a 12-darter to break the throw in the second leg. Mensur now, I mean, he's established himself in the top 10 in the world rankings. He's only got 1 PDC title to his name at the moment, but you kind of expect he will add to it if he carries on playing at the level that he's done for the last 2 years, really. He'd been threatening for a long while before he finally got over the line and won one. He made 11 semi-finals in all events before he managed to make a final.
Yes, and he is turning into one of those players that
100.
That opponents do not want to come up against, because they know what he's capable of.
Yeah. It's no surprise to see Mensur putting in ton-plus averages. That's exactly what he's doing 59. At the moment.
Mensur, you require 161.
Bullseye here, I think.
65.
Yeah, leaves him a 2-darter. Now, let's just give him a chance, a sniff.
140. Mensur, you require 96.
Mensur can do this in 2 darts. Bunting would need all 3. So the most Bunting's going to get is 1 dart at a double. Mensur, is he going to get any darts at all? Oh, no, he's not.
56.
He'll leave himself on top. If Bunting can find 1 treble, I mean, he could give 2 darts at a double if he wanted. If he went treble 15, bull. But he's not going to do that. In fact, he's not going to get a dart at a double 69. Either. And You could see the disappointment.
And so you require
He flung that third dart. It went exactly where he wanted it to go, but you could just see his face drop, and he could be about to go 4-0 down with a double break here. And Mensur Suljovic, he's become a very reliable finisher. Very, very reliable. Double 10. And there it is.
Short and a full flag. Mensur Suljovic.
Well, yes. The frustration for Bunting.
This leg, Mensur to throw first. Game on.
3-1. Obviously looks a lot better than 4-0, which is what Bunting finds himself trailing here.
140.
Yeah, and he's being forced to break the throw of a man averaging 100 to prevent himself going 5-0 down. But he could do it. He could do it. It's a third 180 for Bunting. It's a big score when he gets going. Certainly hit plenty of 180s on the way to his big TV titles in the BDO.
100.
World Masters a couple of times, won in Zuiderdown. Of course, won the Lakeside.
Needs something quickly
25.
to spark him into life, and you thought that 180 might do it, but follows it up with a very disappointing visit.
180 followed by 25. I mean, that could be the title of the book
60.
written about Stephen Bunting's last 18 months on the PDC. He's, at times, you just think he's going to just burst into life and show us what he showed us in the first year in the PDC and all
60.
those years in the BDO where he just dominated. He was superb, playing world-class darts. Carried that on in his first year in the PDC. Had a little bit of a stumble. He said, come back, it'll be fine. But he's just faltered every time it looks like he's about to stage a comeback. I mean, look, he's still winning titles every now and again. Won a couple of PDC titles. And it's not as if he's tumbled out of the rankings completely. He's still doing enough. He's still ranked 22 in the world. Right now, it's the number 3 seed here, Mensur Suljovic, who's going to have to go. Okay, well, of course he's going to have to go that way. Of course he is. Because it's double 14, and Mensur
doesn't miss double 14. And, well, now it's the bullet staring down the barrel of a whitewash. If he's not careful, he'll be keen to prevent that happening. But whether he's got enough in his locker this afternoon to come back from this position against Mensur Suljovic, playing superbly well.
The old Mensur going for a 170 to start a leg there. Bunting firing in a maximum. He has hit 4 in this game, Stephen Bunting. Well, we have seen a player come from 5-0 down this weekend to get match darts, but it's looking very, very difficult for Stephen Bunting to do that against Mensur, who is just putting in a Mensur-like display. He's hit 71% of his darts at double. Only missed 2 darts at the double. He's averaging 100. And he's denied Bunting a single dart at double since that opening leg.
Those checkout stats are superb in anyone's book.
140.
Well, how about
126.
a 10-dart leg to win it? Is he going to get a go at it? He is going to get a go at it. Because Stephen Bunting, unable to give himself a dart at the bullseye.
So you require 36.
So for a 10-darter, as good a leg as we have seen this weekend at the Happybet German Darts Open, 11 or 12 would do. And Mensur Suljovic, a dominant display from the Austrian. He has averaged around about the 104 mark there in seeing off the former world champion Stephen Bunting. It does complete our quarter-final lineup. Suljovic will take on Klaasen as two of the most consistent players on the European Tour over the last year, 18 months. Clash for a place in the semis. That'll be the 4th quarter-final. We start at 7 o'clock local time at the Happybet German Darts Open, the final session of action with the world #1 Michael van Gerwen against Ian White, the Diamond. Rob Cross, the debutant, takes on Benito Van De Pas. Peter Snakebite Wright is up against Gerwyn Price in a repeat of the UK Open final, and then it's that Klaasen-Suljovic clash. And just a note, The three players in the top 16 yet to win a European tour, Ian White, Benito Van De Pas and Jelle Klaasen, well, they're all here and they've all got a chance of putting that right this evening. Only one of them can. Let's hear from Mensur. We'll be back in a couple of hours.
Heute habe ich die Doppel auch getroffen und die Triple, das war eine leichte Erleichterung.
Eine leichte Erleichterung. 104er, fast 105er Average. Schaust du auf Statistiken, die dir wichtig sind, oder ist es egal, wenn Hauptsache man gewinnt?
Ich schaue immer auf die Statistik. Ich weiß jede meiner Daten, was ich gespielt habe. Das ist bei mir im Kopf und ich schaue immer, dass ich bis 18 Darts spiele. Alles drüber ist leider zu wenig für diese Klasse.
Jelle Klaasen kommt jetzt heute Abend im Viertelfinale.
Ja, das ist ein Freund von mir. Ich hoffe, wir spielen ein super Spiel beide und wer gewinnt? Ein Freund gewinnt.
Das ist gut. Also, dann sehen wir uns später wieder. Mensur, vielen Dank. The Gentle Mensur Suljovic.